Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers all over the world. This is me, Untitled Peters, the voice of the people, the voice of God, and the voice of our ancestors. I'm back again. On this program, we bring to you every Tuesday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Matters Arising. It's a program, an interactive section. Today on Matters Arising, we'll be looking into the corrupt politicians in Africa as against the divided African people. Which way forward? How will the Biafran people in Africa, the Oduduwa people in Africa, the Ashanti people in Africa, all nationalities in Africa, how would they be free economically, socially, politically? How will countries of Africa be free politically, economically, socially? This is what we're going to be talking about today, because the freedom of Africans is paramount to the survival of the whole world. And we are going to be extrailing Nigeria, which has been acclaimed to be the giant of Africa, mind you, in corruption. Yes, I make bold to say it. Even the president of Nigeria was once asked if Nigeria was fantastically corrupt. He agreed. He said with his mantra that he's going to fight corruption. But unfortunately, corruption in Nigeria has become an institution that you hardly do anything in Nigeria without being corrupt. Likewise, many African nations, despite being blessed with enormous mineral resources and even human resources, they are rich in mineral resources and human capital, but yet they are languishing in abject poverty. How will African people be free from this dungeon, from this misery? And it all boils down on the corrupt political class in Africa. They never thought about Africans. They only think about themselves. They never thought about the welfare of their people. They only think about their family. Just very few African leaders that are patriotic to their nation and Africa as a whole. They never see the light of the day to see that their vision for their nation and for Africa is accomplished in their lifetime. People like Muammar Gaddafi, people like the Ghana first president Nkrumah, who was ousted, people like Jerry Rawlings that just passed on. You can just name a handful of them in Africa, but yet they never last too long to consolidate their vision for their nation and Africa as a whole. Whereas criminals, political class that have been embellished with corruption have always been allowed to flourish, have always been projected, even by Western world, to continue exploiting the wealth of Africa. Don't quote me. I bet you all saw the video trending online regarding the man Gowon. Remember Gowon at the time? Are we talking about other presidents and military head of states in Nigeria that have stolen and bled the economy of Nigeria dry? And it has spillover effect, cutting across the entire African country. But that is the truth. That is why it's paramount we Africans gather here to discuss this and to fashion a way out. I must say, before I bring you the video, let me bring it on so that you will understand what I'm talking about. Because today on Matters Arising, we are not going to hide anything. The video of this man you're looking at here, what he said, some of you have seen this video, but I want you to listen to it. I don't want this program to be too long, so that you'll be able to watch it and be able to share it, so that you can share it to everyone, so that we will see and understand where things have completely gone wrong with Africa and why Africa had not been free. All these years, Africa have said, oh, we are free from colonization, but yet we are still under neocolonialism. Today, China, through the back door, is colonizing the entire African economy, including Nigeria. Now, I want you to listen to this attentively, and I'll be right back.
We need to call out the corruption. We need to use the powers that we have in this country to stop those who are profiting from the wealth of that great nation and hiding it here. Now, some people will remember when General Gowon left Nigeria with half the central bank, so it is said, and moved to London. We know that today, even now, in this great city of ours, there are, sadly, some people who have taken from the Nigerian people and hidden their ill-gotten gains here. We know that our banks, sadly, have been used for that profit and for that illegal transfer of assets. And that means that the UK is in an almost unique position in being able to actually do something to really exert pressure on those who have robbed the Nigerian people. Now, this puts a particular onus on the minister, and I know my right honourable friend knows it, that using Magnitsky sanctions today isn't just about protecting Nigeria, although it is. It's not just about respecting Nigerian young people who have been robbed and murdered by these SARS units. It's actually about protecting the United Kingdom. Because what happens in Nigeria matters fundamentally to us here. This is the third country of the Commonwealth. This is a country of 200 million people. It is going to be the great economic powerhouse of Africa and one of the great economic powerhouses of the world. This is a country whose wealth, not just in the oil off the river state, but in the imagination and creativity of its people, is witnessed every day in Nollywood, and perhaps more my style, at the great University of Jos. This is a country that gives so much to the world already, despite the fact that it is ill-governed, brutalized, and robbed. Just imagine what it could give if the Plateau State wasn't a scene of conflict and anti-SARS movements, but instead was the global centre of learning that it really, truly could be, and indeed was up until the 1960s. So look, this is an opportunity for the UK to do something real, not just in the interest of Nigerians, though it would be, not just in the interest of Africans, though it would be that too, but fundamentally in the interests of the British people. This is a moment when these petitioners have got it absolutely right. They are not just arguing for the rights of young Nigerians who are claiming their own rights. They are arguing for the rights of Democrats, of free people, and of honourable people everywhere. And I hope that my right honourable friend and her colleague, the Secretary of State, will listen, will look at the sanctions regime and choose very carefully where they apply.
Yeah, you've heard it from him. You heard everything he said there. Straight on. This is the nature of things in Africa. This is why Africa has not been developing. It has not stopped. It has continued. Unending. And we are asking, when will this be brought to an end? And how will Africans get themselves free from this kind of situation. Nigeria is the headquarters of not just poverty, but corruption. Corrupt practice had become an institution in Nigeria. How will the Biafran people, the Oduduwa people, the Arewa people in Nigeria who are victims of the Nigerian state be free? And by and large, Africans, because whatever happens in Nigeria had adverse effect in different economies in Africa. But while these politicians are all united in doing all of this, African people had continued to pinch themselves against each other. If you go to what is happening in Ghana today, if you go to what is happening in South Africa today, it is all about Africans against Africans. Africa is supposed to be a home for all African people. Africa is supposed to be a home for every black man or woman, wherever they come from. Africa should be their home. We should have a united force to build Africa. When they are doing this kind of what they call racism in other countries of Europe, Asia, and the rest of them, they don't differentiate you that you are a South African, or you are a Zimbabwean, or you are a Ghanaian, or you are a Nigerian. Once you are black, once your skin color is like this, once they presume that you are a black African person, or you have a trace in Africa, you'll be discriminated. You'll be treated on the same light. So we are all in this together. How are we going to fix it? The only way to fix this rubbish is flushing out this political class. This level, especially these old ones that have paid advance to their ancestors. They are just taking Africans to nothing or nowhere else other than their graves. So the only way to solve this problem is for African people, especially the young ones, to come up, to speak up, to engage actively in political process. There is no two other ways. We don't want to take the option of fighting war. We fought war enough. Wherever there is war in Africa, it is only the young people, the old people, the poor people are the victims. The rich and their children, either they fly abroad or they are properly covered. They are not victims whenever the young people or whenever there is war or crisis fight. When people fight, when there is a xenophobic attack, well, it is only the ordinary people that dies, not the political class. Now it is time for the people to understand that they are victims of this whole process. We don't want war. We don't preach violence. We bring peace. But peace can only be guaranteed when there is good governance. And good governance can only be assured when the people are involved, especially the young people. And that is the message today. I don't want this message to be too long, and I want it to be on an interactive section that you have the time, just very short time. I don't want this program to exceed 30 minutes. Just this very short time for you to air your opinion by calling the number you're seeing right there at the top corner of this screen. Look at it there. The numbers to call 081045455533. You can add +234 if you are calling from outside Nigeria. Let us get your opinion very briefly. I will be taking your calls, your commentary, because I don't want this program to finish without your opinion. But I don't want it also to exceed 30 minutes. So you can hit the call button and let's get your opinion. Unfortunately, I may not be able to bring up your commentaries because it is not coming out here. Something is really wrong, but maybe next time we'll be able to run your commentaries here. So what we're talking about is the organized corrupt politicians versus the disunited Africans. All over Africa, people are just pitching themselves against each other. We are just fighting among ourselves. We are just, blaming ourselves. We are just being used by the political class. They tell you it is the Ghanaians that are your problem. They tell you it is the Nigerians that are your problem. They tell you it is the Zimbabweans that come to your country, they are your problem. And we continue fighting ourselves. And at the end of the day, the politicians laugh last. While the economy continues to drain, can you imagine what will become of a nation, a country, where its military administrator or leader or dictator, whatever you call it, go on, as mentioned here by this man, half of the treasury in central bank, he looted it and took it abroad. Many of you abroad, you can attest to the fact that most of the countries where you stay are enjoying the impunity coming from Africa. The exploitation, the corrupt practices in Africa, the beneficiaries are the Western countries, where this money are stolen, taken over to the banks in Europe and to buy properties, to do, in fact, they store those things abroad, while Africans continue to. If 10% of what is stolen by the politicians in Africa is invested in Africa, Africa will not be going through this hell we find ourselves in. That is the truth. Africans will not be going through this hell we all find ourselves in. So the only way we can solve this problem is for us to unite together as a people, African people, to unite ourselves and do the needful. Don't forget, this is an interactive section. You can call 081045455533. That is the number to call. And I must tell you that since for some time recently our programs are being, it's not being projected. The only way we can get this message out is for you to like, is for you to share, is for you to continue dropping comments, is for you to get involved, so that more people can get this message. Okay, we are not just here to talk. We are here to inspire you. We are here to organize the people. We are here to deliver knowledge to Africans, because that is where the power lies. Knowledge is power. Africans, we have bled enough. We have prayed enough also. This is time for us to act. We have to put actions to our words. We have to put actions to our aspirations. We have complained a lot. Look at so many African countries today. We are blessed. Talk about entertainment. Our African entertainers are doing wonderfully well in the music industry, in the movies. Talk about professionals in the medical line. Africans are doing wonderfully well outside Africa. But here in Africa, the system continues to undermine the development of African people, especially the young ones. What will be the hope of Africa if this trend continues for the next decade, 20 to 30 years to come? By the time we'll be getting old, what will be the situation of Africans in Africa? Yes, we want our people in diaspora, especially the African Americans, African Europeans, African, anywhere around the world, to see Africa as their home and come back. Come back to what? And I must tell you, wherever we are running to, people paid the sacrifice to fix those places, and nobody is going to respect you there if your homeland is not good enough. In America, to be a black is a crime. In Europe, to be a black is a crime. In Asia, it's an abomination for you to be a black person. That is what we are seeing. Why? Because Africa is not properly organized. Africa is African leaders have made Africa a dumping ground. Nobody values us anymore. We have to pick ourselves up. We have to build Africa. We have to build ourselves. Nobody will do that for us. Nobody will do that for us. Don't forget, the number to call is 08104545 That's the number to call if you want to call and drop your comment. Unfortunately, we are not getting your live chat coming up. Something is not really well, but we can't fix it now. So what we want you to do is to like, share this video so that more people can get this video. In case you miss what we've got our first caller already. Let us take this first caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good evening from here. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Adewale. I'm calling from Western Canada.
Okay, go ahead, Adewale.
Yes, man, I just want to thank you for all what you've been doing. You're doing a great job by enlightening our people and letting them understand that it's not really about the division amongst within the ethnic groups in the continent of Africa. It's more about we being the victims of a system that is failing. And it's our utmost responsibility, it's our moral responsibility to make sure that we fix the continent of Africa for everybody. Otherwise, we're going to remain second fiddle around the world. That's why wherever you find so-called black people, North America, Asia, Europe, they get treated like crap because the continent of Africa is getting its ass whipped. That's why. And you know, a lot of times we put all the blame on our leaders. We almost make it look like our leaders are solely responsible for drawing us back and making it difficult for us to progress. But we as individuals, we as citizens, we also have a huge role to play. Okay, I know it's difficult. Like the last time Nigerians went out there to protest, the government came and killed people. I know it's difficult to achieve these things, but our duty is, with the use of social media, the fact that everybody has social media right now, we need to harness the social media, enlighten as many people as possible, make them understand their rights and their responsibilities, make them know that these leaders are not better than them. Exactly. They are regular people just like them. There is nothing special about these people. When they come abroad, they become average citizens, but in Africa they are treated like gods. Stop treating them like gods. Stop calling them honorable. If anybody is a corrupt politician, stop calling him honorable. There is nothing honorable about being corrupt.
Exactly.
Okay, so please, my people, let's not divide ourselves amongst tribes. Me, I'm a Yoruba person, but I'm a huge fan of your show because you're doing a great, excellent job, my good brother. So please, don't let them divide us, telling us that, oh, you guys are this, you guys are Muslim, you guys are... We're all victims of the same oppressive system, and it's our duty to kick out this evil regime.
You are very much on point, my brother. I agree with you 100%. Because they use the instrumentality of ethnicity to divide the people, whereas they are united in their corrupt practices. And every Nigerian is a victim. Today, every Nigerian is facing insecurity. None of the Nigerian people is excluded from the poverty that we are all witnessing all around. Hunger, deprivation, intimidation, subjugate everyone except the beneficiaries of the system, who are the political class. Just like you rightly pointed out, it's not just the sole responsibility of the politicians to fix the city, the system. The people are also bigger stakeholders. In fact, I had on a radio tour yesterday, and what we discussed on that radio program is the people get the government they demand and not the government they desire. It's not just like desiring you to have a good governance. It doesn't end there. It is the government you demand that you get. And the government will not be far from the people's attitude. When the people have the attitude of selling their votes begin with information, getting the people to get to know their power, the power they have. And that is why we are all out to push for this campaign. We ask our people, those of you from the west, especially the western part of Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria, the eastern part of Nigeria, wherever you are, start taking this message in your native language to your people. Because they will tell you, you are coming to deceive us. How can you come and tell us our problem? Let Igbo people go down to Igbo land and start addressing their people, taking this message to the grassroots. The same with other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. Let them understand that we are all victims. It doesn't matter your tribe, your religion, or wherever you come from. We are all victims of this system. And until we unite to bring this system down and get the right people into power to make our reflective aspiration come true. Because it can only take through political power or through armed struggle to get these things done. And we don't preach violence, we don't preach war. Because at the tail end of war, it is still the ordinary people that will be killed, that will be victims of that same violence crisis. So that is exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
That is exactly what we're talking about. Thank you, Adewale, for calling in from Canada. And I must tell you, it is one call too many, because his submission is direct and on point. We still have some few minutes, because we don't want this program to exceed 30 minutes, so that those who will be watching later will have all the time to go through this message. The most important thing is for you to get this message, dissect it, digest it, share it, let everyone get to know about this. It is very important. It's not just about me. It's not just about Nigerian people. It's about the entire Africans. Not just those in Africa, but cut across all continents of the world. But what is happening in Africa is affecting every African man out there. It doesn't matter whether you are African American, it doesn't matter whether you are African European, it doesn't matter whether you are even African Asian. The truth is that every one of us are being treated the same way, because Africa is in jeopardy. We have to fix Africa. Nobody's going to fix it for us. Okay? And once we have our time elapsed, we will collapse this program and admonish you to convey with us here on Friday live, where we'll take you on Biafra Discourse, where we'll talk about strictly on the Biafra issue. But today, we're talking about everything that got to do with us as a people, Nigerian people, Ghana people, Cameroonians, Mali, Zimbabweans, Central African republics, South African countries, and the rest of them. We are here to bring this message to you. The caller is calling back again. Hello.
Sorry, I had to call back again. This is Adewale again.
Go ahead.
So, in a perfect world, the best approach for the continent of Africa is to unite and become one nation, so that when we are sitting down on negotiating tables with many world powers like the US, like the EU, like China, we have a voice. But if we sit down against these people with smaller countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, we are never going to win, because these guys are superpowers. So anybody that is clamoring for the further division of Nigeria, for the breakup of Nigeria, I understand where you're coming from, because nobody wants to be part of a country that subjugates you. Nobody wants to be part of a country where you're not able to thrive. It's totally understandable. But it's also going to be us shooting ourselves in the foot, because what we need is unity more than anything. If we can come together, unite, if Western African countries, the ECOWAS countries, can come together, become one nation, they would have a better power when negotiating with powers around the world. So I just want to put that information out there for people to, I understand if you want to break up from Nigeria. I'm also sick and tired of Nigeria myself. But on the long run, it's going to be in our benefit if we can unite and form a stronger alliance. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you so much, Adewale. Thank you so much. Let us take another caller. Hello.
Hello.
can hear you. The world can hear you as well. Go on. Fire up.
Yeah, I understand that you are discussing the organized
corrupt politicians versus disunited Africans.
Corrupt politicians and disunited Africa. Let us talk. Yes, the political class are well organized. The source of the organization is stolen wealth, corruption. They are united under corruption. Then the people are disorganized and disunited because of poverty, hunger. Then if you put poverty, of course, and hunger war, then you join religion. Another one is religion. Then the other one is the quality of education we inherited from our colonial masters. Children, I want to give you an instance, just a simple case illustration. From nursery, primary, secondary to university level, you look at the books you are reading, all of them, if not most, are foreign-based, white man for white man. Even at university level, all the theorems and theses are all done overseas. You can hardly see anyone that is indigenous. Indigenous researchers are not funded. Nobody is funding them. So if you have an idea now to develop in Anambra, nobody can fund you. Because the politicians are not interested. Of course, who will be interested? Even those that are brothers in overseas, they will be speaking grammar because they don't understand. So that is where the whole thing starts. So thank God you have started doing a wonderful job. This thing you are doing now will be a platform to get people together. Because people
Sorry we lost him. Sorry about that. The numbers to call is 0810454555.